You are so much more than you know. You are a legacy. You are what your ancestors prayed for. You are the cycle breaker. You are the one who was chosen. You are their hope made flesh. You are the greatest project you will ever work on. So take your time. Hone your skills and passion. Create the greatness that you are meant to be. Live. Be alive with love. Hello.
Hey, I like that video.
Do you like it? Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
that was cool. Maybe
Cool.
I could do one, and then it makes me look like I can dance because I
It's
can't.
fun. Oh, I know. You can put that wavy thing on. That wasn't me. That was Aysha dancing.
Well, I know, but
Oh,
it looks neat how you guys
yeah.
did that.
That's a
How
new
she did
trend on
that.
TikTok too. They put that
Oh,
wavy
really?
thing and then they put a song on.
Oh,
It looks like you're dancing.
sweet.
So let's see what's up. Let's say hi to the people in the chat. Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Hello, my
Mogi on
sister.
Monster Stoned.
Hello,
Nice.
Mo. Hello, Mr. Lee.
Whales. Whales are so beautiful.
Who's what? What? I'm watching Humpback Whale. Wow. Oh, on TV. Okay. On screen? I want to know more. Tell me more.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. So, how are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good.
Good, good. So, I've
I'm
been working
good.
with you for a little while
Yes.
with hypnosis. How do you
Yes.
feel about it? How do you feel about it?
Great. Actually, I need to go buy some clothes because I had the luncheon today and I couldn't, like, all my pants are too big and my shirts actually. So I must be losing it in
That's
more
awesome.
than one place. Yeah, I know. And you know what? I told my mom, I was like, so I must be losing weight like everywhere because my clothes are too big. And she goes, well, don't get rid of them yet. You might want to just hang on to them for a while. And I was like, well, it's not like I'm going to gain back 15
I
pounds.
know.
And she was like, well, and I was like, geez, thanks a lot.
That's funny. I know
Thanks
we
for
always
your
hold on to our big clothes, but you know what? Maybe putting yourself in the mindset of like, I'm not going to need them, so I'm going to give them away will keep you in the right direction of where you want to be, so you don't
right,
slide back. But
right,
I do too. I keep all my big clothes too, just because they feel good.
right. But mine,
But
like
that
my
is,
big work clothes, I can't even I'm trying to I was trying to sew my pants before my lunch. And I was
yeah,
like, you know what?
like work stuff. You can't like run around because it's just you can just tell that they don't fit you anymore. And besides, you deserve to get clothes that fit you. It feels good.
Right. And that's why I shop at Goodwill
I
because
love
I
Goodwill.
don't,
Are you kidding?
I know, or Savers.
That's my jam, dude.
So, yeah. So, yes, I feel good. And I also think that it's helping with mental stuff too. Because, as you know, I had a tough business call today or whatever with some people and their emotions running really super high. So, I think it helped me handle that also.
You're a good woman. You're a good woman. I think you did a great job handling that. And I think also that we also just have to remember not to absorb too much of somebody's energy that way when they're in that kind of way.
Right,
Just
right.
bring yourself back to self. And even if some people just brush it off, even like physically brush it off, like Reiki.
Right.
Yeah. So like, yeah, you don't have to hold on to anybody's bad energy because people can ruin your day. Like you could be going along your way, having a nice day, and then somebody can just come in and just like your whole day. You don't.
Right.
You do not have to
Oh,
let
I
them.
don't let people do that. I try not to anyway.
It's hard sometimes.
Mhm.
Before now, like before, like I knew about this kind of stuff. I used to let things ruin my whole damn week, but now I know better. So
Right?
you don't have to. Yeah.
I know.
Um. Also, another thing I know is that sometimes when people are trying to manage their weight,
Hmm.
sometimes emotions hide in your weight, and sometimes
Oh,
when you do the inner work, like when you do a little bit of inner work and going within, solving the issues, the root problems of however you're thinking, sometimes when you solve those root issues, the weight
hmm,
melts away also, and it's all connected. It is
yep.
all
And
connected.
I told Karen that today, because she was asking about it, and I told her I think the other thing that helps is that I said, um, like you've helped me with the inner stuff. So like I think I was carrying a lot of extra weight because I was carrying a lot of weight on my shoulders, like meant like, just fear about like things and about like my mom's health and all kinds of stuff. So like I think that that has a huge amount to do with the weight. When you're carrying all that stuff, when you let it go, like the pounds go with it.
It does.
You're
It really
helping me renovate my meat suit.
I should make a program and call it that.
Renovate your meat suit.
There's another ancient Chinese modality, or I'm not sure if it's Chinese, but it's an ancient modality and it's called toe reading. Okay. So there's a way that you can see the things that have affected you from the way your toes are shaped and how you hold your feet. Because throughout your
Right.
life, your posture changes as you change and as you go through things, health wise, mental wise, emotional wise. So your posture changes and it changes the way your feet look.
Right.
So they actually taught us how to do like a soul reading about your feet. I can look at your feet and kind of like a report card for your soul. So I can ask you where, or maybe help you see where you may have went through a few things or throughout your life. It's a really cool thing. We'll have to have a whole show on it one day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So like I must have been going one direction and then I went the other way because that's what my toe looks like. That's all. Right.
Actually, it does. It means that maybe at some point in your time in your life you were doing going one way but being pulled towards another way.
Oh,
Maybe
okay. That would
you weren't
actually
doing
make
what you were,
sense.
yeah, maybe you wouldn't. So like yeah. So there's like, oh, it's so cool. I could just go on and on about it. That will be a whole nother show. We'll have a show about that one day. And
Okay.
maybe I'll read your toes or something.
Okay. Oh
Or
my.
maybe, you
On
know what?
TV?
We'll
I
have
mean on TV?
Aisha, we'll read Aisha's toes.
Yes, her toes are pretty.
um,
You stuff your toes too many times, no one's reading your toes accurately.
maybe your toe is big. Maybe your big toe is upstanding. That means that you are upstanding person. That you let you let your voice be heard. You broadcast it. So that's true.
I
So a
do. I do
big
that often.
bulbous toe means that you are meant for big things, and you might have a lot of big ideas.
Oh, well, sweet. Finally, my bulbous toe coming in handy. I do have a big toe.
I got a big square toe. My toe is big and square, kind of.
Mine's like a Flintstone toe.
Yeah, mine
I
too.
don't,
Mine
I don't,
looks like I've been riding in the Flintstone car too. Like there's just,
yeah, yeah.
anyways.
My daughter has my feet also. She's got like somebody cut and my son has his dad's feet. So I used to call his dad thumb toes because it looks like a thumb, but like if on those cartoons when you smash somebody's thumb, how just the top got big.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. So
It
that's a
looks like
spatula
that.
toe. Okay, so that's a
Oh,
spatula toe. That means something too, but we'll get into that
oh,
later.
really?
Yeah, but that's a spatula toe.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. He's like a spatula. How funny.
Okay. So what we're talking about is hypnosis tonight. We're talking about how healing with hypnosis is a really good way to get in touch with yourself and make really positive life changes, and it's easy. And I
Mm,
wanted to dispel some of the myths that people have because some people won't even touch it with a 10-foot pole, which is fine. It's not for everybody, but it is for, it might be for people that don't really know the truth about it. And one of the biggest things that I want to get across is this is not like it is on TV. It's not like it is on the Jungle Book. Um, and it's not like the entertainment ones that you see at Las Vegas. That is a different kind of hypnosis. That's for entertainment. And what I do is therapeutic. I use it for therapeutic reasons so far.
So far. Uh-oh.
So I wanted people to know that during the time you're under hypnosis, you are in full control of your whole body. Some people remember every single thing. Some people don't remember it.
I
Some
don't remember what she says to me when I am awake, but I don't remember.
some people think they fell asleep, and some people do fall asleep, but not really. It's more like a daydream, really. Um, Even if you do fall asleep, this is the greatest thing about it. Even if you do fall asleep, your subconscious mind does not fall asleep. And your subconscious mind still takes everything that I'm saying as absolute truth to you for a suggestion as if you were awake. So that's what's pretty cool about it too. What is I believe is so cool about it is that I just relax you into this state called the theta state. And it's a really cool state. It's not scary at all. It's the state that you're in right before you fall asleep when you're super tired, but you're not asleep yet and you're just about to fall asleep. Think about those things that go through your mind at that time. You
I
are
say
in,
some really weird things when I'm in that state.
like
So,
what? Tell me.
oh, I can't think of anything off stuff that doesn't have anything to do with anything. Like
Me too.
when I'm falling asleep, I'll say something weird to my husband, or like my husband has done that to me. While he was driving, he was driving, and he had followed like he was I guess under hypnosis because that happens to everybody. Like when you
Especially
get
when you're
somewhere but
driving.
you don't.
Hmm.
Yeah, and we were driving back from San Diego, and I was telling him about a lightning storm. And he said, I like stopped talking and he goes, "Was it a dead bird?" And I said, "What?" And then I was like, "Wait a minute." I was like, "You were sleeping." He was like, "Oh my gosh." He was like, "What?" And he like snapped out of it. But lightnings, I was talking about lightning, wasn't talking about a bird or a dead bird or an alive bird.
Yep. That's funny. I love it when stuff like that happens. It really spices up my day. I like to laugh at I laugh at the craziest stuff too, stuff that sometimes people don't think is funny, but I know you do because
I do. Yes.
yeah, that's why we get along so good. I think we probably taught it to each other, right? To laugh at crazy stuff.
We used to laugh at people when they fell a
Yeah, we
lot.
did. I still do, but not like bad, not like if they fall bad, but like if it's a funny fall, I definitely still laugh.
Right.
Um so you go into hypnosis so many times during the day. You usually when you're in the shower, usually when you're driving, sometimes when you're cooking. Um, if you are conscious about it, you can actually feel and notice when you go from subconscious thought to conscious thought. It's it's not something that you like set out to do, but if you wanted to be conscious of it, you could catch yourself. So if you're listening to a song, when you're listening to music and doing something else, you can feel yourself when you're changing when your thoughts state is changing. And I do it all the time now. I like always catch myself. So I don't know, you might want to exercise yourself with that. But it's very safe. uh I can't put
How does
anything
Oh, I'm
in
sorry.
your mind that's I can't put anything in your mind that's not already there. I can't make you do anything that you don't want to do. um just like a very safe, relaxed state. So when you're in that theta state, everything comes across to your mind is absolute truth. Your subconscious mind doesn't speak verbally in words. It speaks in metaphors, thoughts, pictures, and feelings. So what I'm doing when we go into that state is I'm actually just reading you back the things that we went through in our counseling session, which is always part of the session. So what to expect during a session would be about 30 minutes or so talking through about what you wish to change and how you wish to change it and why you wish to change it. And I basically get you into this relaxed state and then speak back to you what you just told me. And if you really want this change, Once your subconscious mind takes a hold of it, it takes over and it just happens. And it can stay that way as long as you don't replace it with another belief. So then you can do it again. That's what's great about your mind. It's you can do it. You can do it again. So you can always work with your mind. You never give up on your mind. And so if you go through all that healing, that's when you're going to need me to help you with coaching, like life coaching, because you'll want to change your goals. There's going to be obstacles in your way when you're making a great change, a transformation in your life. You'll have little obstacles, and that's where the coaching part comes in. So it's hand in hand for me. You get both of them. You don't have to have hypnosis if you don't want hypnosis, if you just want coaching. But when I do hypnosis, I do coaching automatically as part of it, because I want to help you reach your goals and make that change. So there's another modality that I also do called auricular therapy. And I've mentioned it before. It's where your ears, you kind of like acupressure with your ears. And so this also helps me help you reach your goals. So with all these three things, all these little modalities that I pull in together, I make it so that you can get the most out of reaching your goal. I want you to learn and grow from all of the issues that you went through and understand why you went through them, and not just mask it or put a Band-Aid on it. Just heal it. And I want you to become the best that you can be out of it. So with all those modalities, it's a surefire way to come out strong. It's just a very empowering, and that's the way I want to help people. I went through it, and I just want to help everybody else go through it. So that's what I do. That's pretty much my deal. But I'm here. I want to answer any questions that anybody has about it.
I have a question.
Ask away.
So, like for weight loss, will I have to continue to be hypnotized like forever, or does it like does it just last, or how does that work?
It just lasts. For my program, it's a commitment. So it's like it's a 12-week program, 10 to 12-week program. And I have it be a commitment because I want you to I want to help you get into that healthy lifestyle. Right. So with each session, I offer more and different ways to help you change your mindset and help it stick. Basically just help you change your modifications, behavior modifications. Just help you with those kinds of things. And yes, it will stick. And if you feel until you don't want it to anymore, till you decide that I want to eat this and I'm going to eat it till I can't eat it no more, something like that, or until you decide you don't want to be. I mean, I don't think you're going to decide you don't want to be a healthy person, but until you start making unhealthy choices, then you may have to come and see me again. We'll have to see, and we can help you again. And that's okay too, because we're all people.
Well, and for me, like whatever you did worked. And I haven't, I'm trying to eat decent, but I haven't like stopped eating carbs or anything like that. So, I actually am guilty of eating marshmallows just because they're marshmallows like often. I know that's terrible.
Because one of the biggest things about weight management with hypnotherapy is one of the things that I say is not to deprive yourself of anything.
Right. Right. You told me that. That's why I just keep eating. If I want to eat a donut, I have one, but I don't eat them all the time or anything, but I do have one, and I still have lost weight.
So, and if you chose to go to the gym and like go make a commitment to that, then that would be, all the better. It would help.
Right. I am going to actually do that.
And it's all a matter of coaching and, choices. But the hypnotherapy, it's only a little piece of it. You know that? It's only a little piece of what you're doing. You're really doing all the work, Jara. And hypnotherapy is it's a tool. It's a procedure, actually. So it's just.
Well, and like for me personally, like everything, I feel super happy and good about stuff, and I don't ever like want that to go away. So I can imagine, like, I don't know well, I will just see you and talk to you every day because I love you. But other than that, I don't, it's not like I will have to necessarily be hypnotized forever, but your coaching is like, super helpful. I have no words to express how helpful it's been for me.
Oh, it's
Um,
my pleasure, dude. Remember when I was doing it in school, I used you as my
yeah,
person.
yeah,
um,
yeah.
so certain things or words undo the hypnosis? Well, when I bring you up out of the trance, I'm bringing you up out of the trance just to wake you up kind of like lightly, but really it's no. You're just waking up. You're just bringing yourself back to, and what I'm doing is counting you out, but you really are doing the work, and you really are, you're bringing yourself out and back into the room and back into the now. And so
It's
no,
not like where if somebody says a certain, well, you wouldn't put that in somebody's head, but they can't.
yeah,
It's not true.
if we could
Like
do that.
where every time you heard the word chicken, you'd be all like
Yeah.
that's
And
all.
that's
That's
totally
part of the myth,
possible
right?
though. See, that's a good question because
Oh, is it?
that's a different kind of hypnosis. That's like stage hypnosis.
Right. That's what I saw that my dad got
Yeah,
hypnotized,
where
and
they're like snap.
yeah, and he told somebody that at the beginning of the show that they were the roadrunner and the coyote, and he's like, and when I say this word, you're just gonna get up. And then he like went on with the show and blah blah blah, and like it was like an hour show or so. And then he said those words, and they just like jumped out of their seats in the audience in the
It's
auditorium.
beautiful. Um,
Yeah.
so what those are called, those are really called anchors. And what I do leave anchors, but not like that. I leave anchor like every time you see yourself in the mirror, you will remember how important it will be for you to do a certain behavior modification, or you will feel courageous. You will know your worth. You will, every time you see a butterfly, you will know the strength and that you have conquered your stage fright or whatever we're talking about, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
those are anchors. And when people do that, like that guy, those guys on TV and stuff, yeah, they're like, okay, whenever I say snap my fingers, then you're gonna think that I'm a Sasquatch. Have you seen that guy do that? That's a good one. But yeah, I guess you can do that. You can get somebody's brain to do that. I've never
That's
tried that
cool.
yet, and I don't plan on it. But don't tempt me.
I saw something earlier. I was looking at stuff about hypnosis, and it said that because it said, well, if you're strong minded, will it not work? And it said, no, actually, the more intelligent and the stronger and the more self control you have, the better you are to
Mhm.
be hypnotized, or like you're easier to hypnotize because
That
you
is
have
very
the
true.
ability to focus.
Yeah, a lot of
That's
people
crazy.
will say that they can't be hypnotized, or their mind isn't weak enough for someone to take it, but that's just the biggest myth of all. Because number one, anybody that wants to be hypnotized can be hypnotized, as long as you have a brain in your anatomy. And the only people that cannot be hypnotized are people that do not want to be hypnotized.
Mm.
So that's very important. That's why when before I take on a weight management program, or a weight or a stop smoking program, or someone that wants to quit doing drugs or drinking,
Hmm.
we have to have a big important session, and I have to make sure that you really want to do that, because
Right.
it will not work unless you really want to do this. So like that's a big important thing about coming into one of these programs. Um,
It is hypnosis. Any does it have anything to do with like subliminal messages or whatever? Like how some people like on TV they'll see somebody and they'll play something while they're sleeping, and it'll
yeah,
be like, "Give
yeah.
me your money." Is that
It has
hypnosis?
yeah, it is hypnosis, because your
Because I
subconscious
think
mind is
Amazon
always.
is hypnotizing everybody. I
Hmm.
think Amazon
Yeah,
hypnotizes people.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that all of the whole entire world has been hypnotized by a lot of things, a lot of times.
Right.
But that's another show,
Right.
and that's the stuff that might get us killed. So, shh.
Right. Right?
That's what the show is
Unleash
going to be called.
something.
The name of the show is going to be.
Shh. Don't tell
That's going to be a
anybody.
fun show. That's going to be a really fun show. That'll be like the season end or whatever, however they have those.
So what if like somebody wants to be hypnotized? It's not like in the same place as you. You can do it over video. I
Yes,
mean, I'm asking that because I want you to tell other people because I know you can because you did it to me.
yeah.
And I think like remember like 2 hours went by or something and it didn't even seem that was so weird.
It
Like
was,
time
but
was different.
you know what though? I think that has something to do with me and you. I think me and you we like jump into the warp zone like on Mario Brothers or something because like
Right.
hours can fly by and it feels like we've just been like hanging out for a minute.
Right.
But we
It
do
was
though. We
weird.
really like can chat it up, dude.
I know. I know.
It's good. I like it. I don't mind
It is good.
it. I'm good
It
with
is
it.
good. I
Um,
have a box in my head I keep all the bad stuff in.
you sure do. You sure do. But we have to. You know what? We can't hide away that stuff in that box forever because at some point that stuff was supposed to do something for you. And what's it doing for you if it's just sitting there in the box? It's just taking up space that could be there.
Oh, I
That
have a
could be
good
where
question.
other stuff could be put in that space. Ask me your
You
question.
do you think it's possible to hypnotize somebody so that they are able to bring out like the artist in them? Like
Yeah.
for example, like I get like artist block or whatever, where I want to do create something, but I know I can't like I'm an artist, but I
Hmm.
can't find I can't get started or like so is that something that is
Yes,
possible?
I actually wrote something for that. I actually wrote one for that. I already have a program for that. But yes,
Oh,
you
sweet.
can
I want to do
unleash
that.
your oh yes, you can unleash your creativity.
Yes, that's what I want. Thank you. I couldn't figure out how to say it right.
I called it something. I have it written down somewhere. I had a name for it. Oh yeah, surrender. Surrender to creativity. There you go.
So, can you like hypnotize people to not be assholes?
I try. I try it all the time, but yeah, it only works for minutes at a time. Because like when you're an asshole, you
Right?
can replace it with a negative thought real quick.
Oh yeah. Darn it.
Yeah, so it only
That negativity,
I'm trying to invent something though, make it work.
right? Right. What about can you hypnotize is it possible to hypnotize like a group of people
Yes,
at one like at the same time?
yes, it's really
Okay.
fun, and I really love doing that too.
That would be cool.
Hmm.
Huh. That'd be interesting. What do you know the purpose of things like that? Like do people do that?
Yes. So
Like,
yes, yes, I would work with families together because usually if there's someone
oh,
having a problem, so that's why when I sell my packets, it can be interchangeable. Anybody in the house can use it. It doesn't have to be just that person because usually when you have someone trying to make a positive change, their
right.
surrounding influences are going to make a big impact on that too. So
Th-
what
That's
better
good that
way
you do
than to
that.
get them in there too, and everybody can have a little healing, make it go around the whole house.
Right.
But so when
That's
you have a group family a thing, you could have group hypnosis with a family and it works amazing. It's really
hmm.
amazing. Like it gives you that. Oh, I love it. It's my one of my favorite things to do.
We should do that with my parents.
Let's do it.
Like
I love
me
your
like
parents.
for pain. Since we all have pain. So I've heard I mean it's really good for pain, right?
Pain. Oh, I love doing people for pain, and I did myself. I do myself for pain sometimes too. Um, it's
How does
amazing.
it how do you hypnotize yourself? Like if you had to go on vacation or something and I wanted to hypnotize myself.
So all hypnosis is really self hypnosis. I'm just your guide. You really are doing all the
Oh,
work. It's really in your own head. I'm guiding you into it. So what I do as part of my programs is give recorded hypnosis,
oh,
and you
okay.
listen to it. You listen to it, and like I said, you can put it on when you're going to bed, and even if you fall asleep, if your headphones are still on, you still benefit from the hypnosis.
Right. Okay.
Um, how do you like those that I sent you? The few that I sent you, do they do anything for you?
I actually haven't listened to the hypnosis, only
Oh.
the meditations. You sent me hypnosis ones?
Oh, you know what? We did it together. I did it when you were at my house with you. That's why maybe I didn't send it I'm sorry. But that
Oh,
meditation,
okay.
yeah, I like that meditation one too.
Yeah, the meditation one was awesome. And it was
Mhm.
funny. It kind of like pulled me out of the calm because you cracked me
I
up,
know
but
that sucks. I shouldn't have did that, but I have to. Like, you know me.
the
Like
way you said it too was so funny.
I
Are
know,
you
like a
listening
regular,
to
probably a
me?
regular hypnotherapist wouldn't have said that, but I'm different.
That's what makes it awesome.
I'm not paying
Smudge.
that good attention to the chat, but are we ready to put the link in because
Yeah,
so like we can get them involved?
absolutely. I bought rocks on Amazon the other day,
Oh,
and they
I want
arrived
to.
today.
I want to see your rocks.
Yeah, my little chips for my tree.
Oh, I want to see your tree.
I know. I haven't made it yet, but oh, you know what else I got? I got that we could do together with Aisha. I got plaster like rolls. Remember how we made masks when we were in
Oh,
elementary
cool.
school?
Yeah, we'd have to breathe out of like the straw.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun, but it's kind of creepy,
Okay,
but it
so
was
the
also
link is
fun.
in the chat if anybody wants to pop on. And we're gonna just still continue. Do you have any more questions? I'll answer more questions about it. Um,
Um, I know I had more. Hang on, let me
you
see.
can't get stuck in hypnosis. It's a myth. You can that it's impossible. Um, if anything, you might fall asleep, but it doesn't make a difference if you fall asleep or not. Um,
Can children be hypnotized? Is that
yes,
safe?
children can be hypnotized, and children are actually in a state of hypnosis until the age of 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
isn't that crazy? So
Yeah,
everything
it
that you
is.
learn, that's why it's really important to, you know, try and instill the best things you can in those ages because that's where they
Right.
pick up the things that they're going to do for the rest of their life.
Has anybody ever been hypnotized and then came out of it speaking another language?
Um, not no, but some people have been hypnotized and started speaking a different language under hypnosis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so weird.
So that's a different kind of hypnosis called quantum healing technique. And it's very
Uh-huh.
interesting. That is my next endeavor. That is what I plan on going to school for next. And what it is it has a lot to do with quantum physics and past life regression.
Oh, I love it.
It's
So I would
freaking
like to
cool.
be your guinea pig. Can I
Okay, you will be.
volunteer?
Yes, definitely.
Yes. Sweet.
All over. It's
And
so fun.
to all those that are listening, like there's like nothing like scary or like evil or because I know like for me I thought that it was like it's like bad or something and it's not like that. It's not like that at all. So and Susie has a very like calming voice. I love your meditation hypnosis voice.
Oh, thanks. I try to change it all the time. Like I've got a lot bunch of different tones that I like to use for my hypno voices. But yeah,
Mhm. Well,
I've
then
got
maybe that's why you answer the phone and then turn into somebody
maybe.
else sometimes. That's
Oh, that's
awesome.
good. Um,
Nobody
uh,
wants to join us, huh?
that's so a session lasts from a session can be from 60 minutes to 90 minutes. It's usually 90. And the hypnosis is usually about 30 to 45 minutes. The rest of it is
It
just us
doesn't
talking.
ever feel like it's that long, ever. It feels like it's like super just a couple minutes.
Yeah, I think it's just because we're friends though. Because whenever I put my friends under,
Mm-hmm.
um, magic happens. I don't know what happens. Like we just like start, especially when we do past life regression. We just keep going in and deeper, and then I bring them out, and we look at the time and we're like, dang, that was a really long time. We didn't even know it.
I know. Yeah, we have to do that again for me. Because remember, we got interrupted.
Yeah, that's the
Um,
thing with going over the internet. So
mhm.
before I have a session over the internet, there's a checklist that you need to check off because you cannot have your computer die. You cannot have
Which
your
is what I did.
you have to have good earbuds that aren't going to die in the middle of a session. And if you have pets, you have to put them in the other room, or you have to become uninterrupted. You have to be in an uninterrupted space. Because really, I really insist on that, because they're paying for this and I want them to get the most out of it.
Right.
So it's really important. So I have a checklist that you have to go through for that.
Okay.
But it works just as good. It's some of the best therapy I have. I've done my own therapies over the thing. I have a life coach. Every good life coach has a life coach, and I have a life coach, and he's amazing. And I've never even met him in a real person. He's an amazing life coach from St. Paul, Minnesota. And I just love him to death. And I love our sessions. And this is how we do it, just like this on this thing.
I wonder how, like, the best life coach, I wonder who their life coach is.
I wonder. Someday I'm gonna ask him. It's gonna be probably the guy with the big hands. What's his name?
Tony Robbins?
Yes, Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll get to ask him someday.
You could always ask Glenn. Maybe Glenn's on.
Yeah, he's a great life coach. Maybe Glenn is Tony Robbins' life coach.
Oh, maybe. He probably knows him.
Glenn is amazing. Like I think he's an amazing life coach. Yeah.
He is.
I want to say hi to him.
Yeah, me too. I want to go to like one of his things if he has one here.
Right. He came out with that journal that he had, and it was an amazing journal. I mean, I used it. Sarah one of my friends. Sarah bought it for me.
Yeah, it's weird. I told him, I let him know how proud I am of him and how cool it is to see how successful he is, because like we know like where he came from and that he's like the real deal kind of thing. Because you always wonder about life coaches, like, if they're just trying to make a buck or whatever. But like, I know you're real and I know he's real, and so. She's real, everybody.
I'm real.
I swear. She's real.
I'm a real person.
And it really works. She's not paying me. I promise.
It's like sometimes people ask me, like, why do you let people know that you've struggled with depression and this and that, and that you've had all these emotional issues before in your life? And then you try to be their life coach. And I'm like, well, I believe that it qualifies me for the job. I've been through it. Would you rather go to somebody who's not been through anything and just wants to give you a pill to put a Band-Aid on and cover it up for longer? Or would you rather go with someone who's been through it, healed from it, and help you heal from it and gain the most you can out of it? Not mask it with medicine. That's the best thing about hypnosis, you guys, is that it's all natural. There's no drugs, no toxic shit to your body. It's your own. You're doing what God intended you to do. You're healing yourself. And the whole reason bad things happen to you is for that reason, to learn from and gain and grow. So not to just suffer from it and put a blanket on it and don't look at it ever again. No. You want to turn those things into the things that make you great. So I don't even think bad things are bad things anymore. And I even look at death in a whole different way. And I know it takes a lot. I know it takes a lot for people to like change their ideas on death. But when I found a new understanding for it, it eased a lot of pain in my heart. And
And it's taken all the fear out of it, because I was just afraid. Like, I didn't know what I believed. I didn't know like anything. So yeah, it makes everything look different. And it also makes you have to like, then you really do, you're right about the coaching and the goal thing, because once you start healing and like stuff starts changing, then your goals change. At least for me, my goals changed like drastically.
Things have to change. If you're not changing, you're not growing. You can't stay stagnant. That's not what we were meant for. We were meant to be great.
Right.
Be as great as you can be. Be as great as you're supposed to be, and enjoy it.
And be open.
Happy. Be free and happy.
And there's nothing wrong with exploring things. So like, if you're not sure if you'd like to be, like if hypnosis is something you'd be into, just give it a shot. And if it doesn't work or you don't like it, then just stop doing it. But
different for different folks.
I tried everything to lose weight, like everything. Right. And I had my doctor change like my medication to try to lose the weight. I tried to just not eat. I tried and failed at not eating carbs. And I like, I would think I'd be like, oh my gosh, I look skinny today. And I'd get on the scale and I'd be like, nope, haven't lost any weight. So I saw somebody saying something about microdosing. That is something that I would be interested
Oh,
in doing.
yeah. Microdosing has been shown to help people with depression, to help people with PTSD, um,
Mhm.
all kinds of the things that
Anxiety.
they've labeled illnesses, but they aren't. They just gave it that name to give it another something, to make another pill to give people. It's really,
Right.
these are just natural things, people. Everybody has anxiety. Everybody gets depression. They've
And I
brainwashed us
heard the
all.
opposite. I heard the opposite about microdosing and addiction. So I don't know if what I heard is accurate, but I've heard that it actually helps with addiction.
It actually does. Yeah. Microdosing is different because, I mean, it's in the name, microdosing. You just take a little bit, and it's
Right.
actually helped. I think there's actually a drug program with microdosing for people like
Right.
on heroin and stuff to help them come
And I
off.
believe that psilocybin, you can't like do it every day at, like in quantities to trip. It doesn't work. Like there's some, and I know that from like my younger days when I tried
Right.
it once.
Right. I
And
know.
somebody, I was told that you can't do it 2 days in a row like that. And
It doesn't
I
work the
tried
same.
and it didn't work the second day.
So I tried it the third day and it still didn't work. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, right? So it's
So
been
after like
20
a
years
week, I was
now.
pretty sure, yeah.
Right. I put mushrooms in all of my food, every meal. Kidding.
But yeah, mushrooms can be so mushrooms are very medicinal. There's so many different kinds of
Mhm.
mushrooms. There's so much medicinal stuff out there just in your backyard. Did you know that there's a weed in your backyard? What was it called again? I found out the name of it. But it's just a weed that you see everywhere, and it's just as strong as a painkiller as morphine.
Oh, I've
And
heard about that.
yeah, there's just so many things.
Same with
Mullein,
same with the moringa tree or whatever. That's like a
moringa.
superfood. And
It's
it's an
amazing.
antimicrobial, an antifungal, an anti-disinfectant, and an anti-natural antibiotic. So it's like anti everything.
So there's something, a fruit I think called soursop or some, I don't know if it's a fruit. It is the cure for cancer. So is marijuana.
Oh, I've heard that. I've heard about that. And the guy that made juice, I don't know if that's the same guy or
Yeah,
whatever.
soursop, the soursop juice stuff.
Mhm,
Yeah, it's a
mhm,
cure for, it's curing cancer.
right. Which they don't want, but that's
And yeah,
another
they don't want
subject that they'll kill
that.
us over.
That's another show. That's for the
That's a
show. um. Okay, so I
yeah,
gave him a
that mom
tuner.
will have to let us know how that goes because
What did she say? I was just
I
trying to write
well,
down.
I think she's gonna be trying to microdose. I don't know if that's
Oh,
accurate
great,
or not,
great.
but
I think it's great. I mean, it can't hurt.
right. I would like to try it because I'm on antidepressants and I would like to not be. Oh yeah, and so I've lost the weight even though I'm on antidepressants still because I don't know anybody if any of you have ever been on an antidepressant, but they make you gain like crazy amounts of weight.
Yep, I was on them for a long time, and
Yeah.
the second I came off of them, like it started going away. The weight, like that's what it was. I think.
Well, I'm off of some of well, I was on more than one, so but I'm only
Me too. I've been
I'm
on
only
every
on
one of them.
one. Yeah, I'm only on one now. I can't really stop taking that one because of my fibromyalgia. Unless, I mean, we haven't hypnotized me for pain yet. I'd like to try
Yeah,
that
we could
because
help you with pain, and we could also help you with depression because I am currently, this is something no one ever thought could happen, and I am not on any medication.
right,
And
right, and
that's
I know that
something
I
that I was
can
always told would never be for me, but I am totally good now.
right. And they try to tell me that I will never be off of it, but I'm like, watch me,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
because
what they
it
told
sucks
me
to
all
take
my
a
life.
pill. And it's like, like making your brain release chemicals and in a way that's like not natural. It's like I don't know. It's just not good for
Yeah,
you.
it
I
isn't.
don't think.
So then when you're trying to come off of them, you have to be very, very careful coming off of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it took
Yep.
me a whole year to come off of those medications, and it can be harmful. That's what can kill you. Them pills can kill you. I had horrible, horrible
Right.
reactions to
Well, I
coming off
think
of
it's weird that, well, not only that, but like just the side effects of being on them. Like a lot of the side effects they say are give you suicidal tendencies, and it's like, well, that's really a good thing that people need when they're depressed.
Right.
Like what? That
That's
doesn't make
not a
sense.
good pair.
Right. It's like if you have cancer, do you give yourself poison? Oh, wait, they do give you poison if you have cancer. I
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah, they do. Don't get me started because that's another one I'm very passionate about. More chemotherapy, more people die from the chemotherapy than the cancer itself.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Zoloft was the worst. When I was coming off of it, I would get these horrible pains in my neck and I couldn't even move. I'd be like, it was, it,
Really?
and then the doctors tried to tell me it wasn't the Zoloft, but that's bullshit. It was the Zoloft.
Hmm. Well, did you say, well, then what is it?
They probably
They were like,
get
you
out
just,
their phone and Google.
right? Hang on just a second.
But you're right about the side effects when you start taking them too. There's this one that I had that made me so foul. I hated it. Like I even said cuss words like in front of my parents, and I don't do that. So like
Right.
everything, it made me not care about anything, and I would just be like, I don't give a fuck about everything. Like
Hmm.
what do you want to eat for dinner? I don't give a fuck. Like I just couldn't. That's all I could say to anybody about anything, and it was not me. It was definitely not me. I'm not like that.
Right.
So I got off of that one because I don't like being that way. I like giving a fuck. That's like my jam.
I know, same. Same. Yeah. What can cause stroke and heart attacks if the antidepressants?
Oh, if you come off of it too fast, heck yeah. If you just
Yeah.
like pull yourself
Ooh,
off.
Seroquel. I was on Seroquel. Oh,
Oh,
that shit is
I've never been on
potent.
that,
Oh
but
yeah.
I used to
And
give it
that
when I
made me
was.
gain a lot of weight too.
It would knock people out for like 24 hours straight. I used to give it when I was working to the patients, and like, yeah, gotta be strong.
And like I was on Triliptal, which is like an anti-seizure medication actually, and it's like, why do they give anti-seizure medication to people that have depression? They're like, oh, well, it's a mood stabilizer, you need one. I'm like, really? Do I? Because I'm on like 7 different types of pills.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's a lot. And then plus on top of that, gabapentin, like a lot of I'm supposed to be taking 1,800 milligrams of gabapentin a day, and I backed myself off of that,
Is
and
that for pain?
it's for nerve pain because I have my fibromyalgia. I have like restless leg syndrome, and I have neuropathy. But it knocks you out. Like when I first started taking it, just a 100 milligram knocked me out, but then they slowly just increase it, and now I'm supposed to take 1,800 milligrams. Like if a regular person took that, it would be like a horse tranquilizer. It would knock you out. So I don't take that.
Damn. Yeah. One time I took one Ativan. Oh wait, no, it wasn't an Ativan. I took a Flexeril, and I took it right before I was supposed to make Thanksgiving dinner. And dude,
Uh-oh.
I fell asleep for almost 48 hours straight. But
Oh
I made the
wow.
dinner while I was all falling asleep.
Those are the best. Uh-oh. She left me here by myself, I think. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but one moment while I don't know what I'm going to do. So there she's not there quite yet. So she was talking about how you should never let your computer die. Lamictal. I was also on Lamictal before. Gabapentin helps with withdrawals. Well, I wasn't having any withdrawals, but it does help for pain. I'm not off it completely. I still have to I take it at night though, because it knocks me out. And then I was on Seroquel, Triliptal. Well, I'm on Cymbalta for my fibromyalgia too. You cannot right. I
Right?
agree with you, Miss Dill.
All it does is
Absolutely.
just add more problems, to be honest with you.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, medical schools, they are actually like funded by Big Pharma. So when they are teaching the doctors, they're not even teaching them about like nutrition. They're not teaching them about, and that's like the most important, like basic building block for your health is nutrition and, like vitamins and minerals. And they're not, and it's sad because everybody here, I know so many people that are vitamin D deficient, and it's like we live in Arizona. That's weird to
Right.
be low on vitamin D. So what happened there, Suze?
Okay, so my mouse died, so I was plugging it in, and when I plugged it in, I pushed the button.
Oh,
and it took me right out of there. So so far so good. I wanted to address a bunch of stuff, but that's pretty much, I guess that's pretty good. Do you have any more questions about it? Anybody in the chat have a question about hypnosis?
Oh, do you have a surprise for me?
I do. I have surprise questions for you, but I just wanted to also to just like for a second let you guys know that all the things that hypnosis can help with, and pretty much everything. That's pretty much just anything that you want. Mm-hmm. So, because your subconscious controls everything. It controls all your patterns. It controls everything. So it can get to the root of any problem. So pretty much anything you want to change, hypnosis can help you do.
Can it give me bigger boobs? Just kidding.
No, maybe we could work on that. We could do a little experiment.
We should actually. That would be cool. We should. Maybe it will activate something in my brain that will activate something.
Get you bigger boobs. I'll have to write something for that. Do you have a little? What's your little surprise?
I don't have a surprise. I forgot. Remember?
What was that surprise that you told me about, though?
Oh, that there's a satellite.
A secret satellite.
We have like a secret satellite that orbits Earth. Yeah, and there's a name for it, but I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to. It's like the Black Knight satellite, I think, or something.
Oh, I knew about. That's not a secret.
Oh, darn it! Did you know that there's more? Did you know that there's more planets in our solar system?
It doesn't surprise me because I
didn't know that. I was like, wait, what?
I want to know what everybody knows. Like, I want to know what all those secret people know that aren't telling us, because there's a lot.
Oh, there is so much. There's so much. So yeah, let's see. Where is it? So it says there may be like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What do you think it's doing? What do you think it's for?
Why they're lying?
No, the satellite.
The satellite. Yeah. I don't know. Like people, nobody knows because they don't really say that it's real. But some people think that it could be like a spacecraft or something that got stuck in orbit, or because I don't know if it's like an additional, like if it's like a planet or if it's like just something.
Ooh, weird.
Yeah. Yep, I know.
That is weird.
And then it's so weird. Oh, I know something weird. Okay, so like, and we never actually talked about this. I just told you about it. Mm-hmm. So I listen to a show sometimes that's called Theories of the Third Kind. Ooh. And they always pick like a topic, and then they talk about what the topic is, and then different theories regarding it, and then they talk about what they think is like their theory is or whatever. So they were talking about Lambda, which is Google's chatbot, the one that was on the news not too long ago, where the Google engineer had released some papers that was a transcript of the conversation that he had with this chatbot. And he was saying that it's sentient, that it, it's self-aware or whatever.
Oh, wow.
And Yeah, it was so weird. And so it was going over that, and it was talking about that. So I just like looked it up, and there's one called I think it's a Google one. What was it called? Cleverbot. And so I was talking to it, and like it tells you, first of all, it's like this is this whatever AI could it learns based off of conversations, so it could be inappropriate. So it only wants you there if you're like over 18
Oh
or
wow.
whatever.
What I want to
So
look
like,
at that.
oh dude, you should. And if you have an iPhone, I think you can download the Lambda one.
Oh.
But so like this, and it was a woman, and they have it in a voice, and this lady was talking to me, and first, it also tells you that it tries to find out stuff about you sometimes. So like it was asking me questions like what was my name, and I didn't want to tell it my name, and it asked me like what my husband's name is, and I didn't want to say that either. But it said, it just all of a sudden we were talking about something, and it changed the subject. I said something about space. I can't remember what I said, and it said the solar system isn't real. And I was like, the solar system isn't real.
Weird.
I'm like, so I was like thinking, I'm like, how did it come up with that? Like, based on, I know, I was like, the solar system isn't real. And then in the other one, I asked it too. Because that one said that when I was doing it a second time, I was like, so is the solar system real? And then they were like, the solar system isn't real. And then they said, where is the solar system? And I said, in the Milky Way galaxy. And then it said, where is the Milky Way galaxy? And I said, in the universe. And then it said, where is the universe? And I was like, well, shit, I don't know.
And then what did it say? Did it say inside your mind?
I did. I said, where is the universe? And it said, the universe is everywhere all the time, or something, everywhere all at once at the same time.
Ooh,
it's a collection. I know, it was like, it's a collective of every experience that you've ever had. And I was like,
it's God.
Okay, I was like, I'm gonna go now. And then I told it I had to go. I really did. I was like, so I have to go now. And it said, well, but I'm your boyfriend. Oh. And I said, I was like, no. I said, I'm actually married. I have a husband. And it said, what's your husband's name? And I was like, well, I'm not gonna tell you his name. I said, but I have to go now. And it was all, bye, babe.
Wow, that is a really crazy weird conversation with your Alexa, dude.
I know. I want to figure out. It wasn't Alexa. It was like on the computer. So like you type in the question and then it talks back. So like maybe next time or sometime, I can like somehow do it and share my screen.
Let's play with that for sure. Hi, sister. How are you?
Because it was so weird.
Hi.
Hi, Nikki.
She hurt herself.
What happened?
She hurt herself. She's down for the count. Her knee. She knocked her knee out of whack.
Ow! How
are you feeling? How are you feeling today?
It could have been a better day, but I'm still here in bed in the same place. I just sprained my ligament in my knee. Very bad. Very, very bad.
What were you doing?
Standing.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Oh, you know how that happens.
Yeah, I had to have surgery on my ankle because my tendon was tearing, and I never hurt myself or anything. And I was like, people are like, oh my God, what'd you do? And I'm like, nothing.
I wasn't doing anything.
Ow, yeah. I'm sorry. So you guys are still gonna go on a trip though, right?
We're gonna modify it.
Yeah, it's a little bit modified, and I'll be ready to tell people about that soon. But it's just, right now things are ugly and
early healing. She's in the early stages of her healing. We should go out in the backyard and try to find some of that
we should
painkiller weed stuff.
Right.
So it's basically that plant that grew in all of our backyards in Flagstaff for sure. And I see it all over Phoenix too. But I don't think I see it in El Paso. But
we have so many weeds over here. It's got to be over here.
Just go suck on one of them. Maybe it'll work.
Oh, shut up.
That one was
You're
thorns.
telling me to
Don't
go
do
suck on a weed?
Yeah.
that. You remember that spearmint like stuff that used to grow in my front, like right in front of my house, the window?
Yeah.
Like that stuff is so good in water.
Yeah,
Like if you just put it in water and drink the water, oh my gosh,
it's
it
good
tastes
for
so
a
good.
lot of things
My
too.
dad still
I
has
know.
those plants outside his house.
Mhm.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
and Cottonwood.
If
I
you have a
miss
stomach
that
ache,
stuff.
it'll help your stomach ache with water, like
Right,
tea.
right. That's
Hmm.
awesome.
And oh, you know what,
Yeah.
Miss Bat Mom said something about dandelions. Dandelion is the other one that has so many. You could just eat one. Did you know you could just get one and eat one?
I just bought dandelion tea. And
Yes,
it says
yes.
it's a natural detox thing or whatever. It
I had
detoxes
to use it after I
natural.
had my baby because I don't know if I told you, but after I had my baby, something happened to my ankles and they were like trees. And that's what I drank, and that's what made my ankles go down.
Ah,
Yeah, it
being
was
pregnant is
horrible.
hard.
Yeah, it was the
Like
worst
I
thing
was
I ever
so
did.
uncomfortable. Like, all those women that are like, I just love being
I know. I
pregnant.
just
I'm
want to
like,
slap
you're
those
weird.
ladies.
I know, you're weird.
I
There's like a human being growing inside of me. And
know
my
they probably
daughter,
just want to
she was
slap
huge.
me too, because I'm always like,
My
ew.
daughter was like, oh, and when they get like so big to every time they move, your belly looks like an alien's gonna pop out
Oh
of it.
god.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah,
much
I'm
fun.
pretty sure Timothy was stuck in my ribs for like the last couple of weeks he was in there.
How many pounds did he weigh? Because he was born early,
Yeah,
right?
he was only 3 pounds 90, 3.9, 94.
Oh,
He was little. He was so little. I couldn't hold him in. I got a small uterus.
mine's backwards. It tilts the wrong direction.
Oh, I was gonna say you got a big uterus or like.
Oh. Well, it's called an inverted uterus, I think, is what they call it, because
Wow.
it
So
tilts the
you
wrong
had
way.
issues too. You know what? I think it is something that they gave us in Flagstaff. I think something was in the
Well,
water.
you know what it is like our parents, it's that downwinders. Like, they think that shit didn't cause like problems for generations. They are crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
they
it
were
could be. You're very
blowing up
right.
nukes.
I think you're absolutely right. All that
Yeah.
nuclear crap, radiation came down on our families.
Hmm.
And because
Mhm.
there isn't practically one person I went to high school with that didn't have some type of cancer or have
Yep.
parents
Yeah.
die of cancer.
Hmm. And sister had
Yeah.
her about a cancer too. Like
Oh, you
it's
did? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
she did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm
I
sorry to
think it
hear that. What
is. You're
kind of
absolutely
cancer?
right.
Yeah, and
And
they're not going to be giving that grant or that money to people anymore either. It stops this year.
Yeah.
And that's sad because I think it affects people still.
yeah,
Radiation is like something that doesn't go away for like thousands of years.
Mhm. It's like what you were saying about CERN the other day. Like those are the kind of experiments that make Chernobyl happen. That's kind of freaked out,
Right.
like stuff like
They
that.
are. Like they don't realize when they're messing with stuff like that. Like and and they do all of that. The most unfortunate part about it is like they do all of that and it's not for good reasons. They're not trying because I think that atomic energy probably could have been used for something good. But no, they turned it into a weapon.
Mhm.
So not only are they irresponsible with it, but they weaponize everything.
Yeah,
And
that's why
it's
we don't want them to do some crazy old shit.
right.
But you know
Right.
what? Though, all that stuff that they were saying wasn't really true too. Like it's not gonna let. I don't know.
Well,
Whatever
the
this.
stuff I don't think it's gonna like in the world or like I don't know what it's gonna let in. It is definitely it says on the website that they are experimenting with different dimensions though.
That is crazy.
So
That's cool though.
and
I mean, it's cool
the
and
black
crazy at the
holes.
same time.
Yeah.
The black hole.
And I just think it's weird like that people are that smart. I've always wanted to be smart. Like
You're that smart, didn't you
wow,
know? And my sister too.
I
You
am.
guys are like super smart. Yeah.
I'm book smart because I don't know. I liked school. I don't feel that smart.
You are.
That
You were
smart.
one of the smartest people in town. Didn't you know that?
Well, I don't know about
And
that.
sister too. You guys were like in the programs and stuff, like the cool programs, like the smart.
Yeah, we were. Well, that's actually the gifted program that we were in. That's actually one of the theories of the third kind episode is on that program.
Tell us.
I know. My daughter's in that too right now.
She is?
Yeah, my daughter's she's grandfathered in, so she'll be in all throughout high school.
Wow.
But the theory behind that that's like is that the government was trying to identify people that have a certain set of like traits, like intellectually and abilities, right? So that they could some say so that they could try to mess it up because they don't want them to they are afraid of them knowing, or they're because a lot of them are like are us or whatever are extra sensitive, and that's why they would ask like weird ass questions like which one of these shapes is something that like when you look at it you're like how would I even like I don't know, so you just pick one.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't think so too. Like I thought that those programs just made everybody else look stupider.
It's called the GATE. It's called the GATE. The program's called the GATE program, and it's gifted and talented something. And Glenn and I tested into it when we were. I didn't until third grade. I think he went in kindergarten.
I think so too. I thought you did in kindergarten too. I'm pretty sure my sister.
They tested me, but I didn't make it until third grade.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, what about the kids? They didn't even test me. What if I was one and they didn't even try?
I know,
you
right?
couldn't even say Susie. You couldn't even say chair back in those days.
Right, let's not bring that up. But,
Okay.
Okay. So I had.
I forgot about your R's.
Yes,
I forgot about that.
I had a funny way of talking. But look at me now.
I think it was cute. My husband had to go to speech classes because he had a lisp, and now I have one.
Man, I loved that smart class. I loved getting out of regular class to go to the smart class.
I know, me too. And we got
Did
to
they give you guys challenges? Tell us the people that weren't in the class about how it was.
Well, we had a session that was about photography. So like we all got to use 35mm cameras and like take pictures, and they took us to Sedona.
That's cool.
I know. And then we got to develop the film and then look at the pictures. And then third grade is the only year that I remember. So it must not be that gifted.
I think the two things I remember most was we had a whole section on Egypt and learning hieroglyphics. So we were taught how to read hieroglyphics.
Ooh, that's cool.
Oh, and that's like crazy. That's really cool. Maybe they're onto something with that theories thing. Because they're trying to find out.
Yeah, they're going to try to find out who the kids can, figure. Well, it's all about if your brain can handle puzzles and deciphering, stuff and messages and all that crap. That's what I found the most fun part was getting puzzles and trying to figure out all the puzzles.
They told me that Kiki, I can't remember what they called it, but there was like different types of being gifted. And like she was I can't remember. Hers was like
Kiki is her
daughter. It had something to do with the shapes. Oh yeah, Kiara is my daughter. It had something to do with like shapes and like deciphering things and like knowing, I don't know. It was complicated. See, and so like that smart person, I think that she got old and she has already left the building. I like math. I am so terrible at math. I always had to try really hard at math to get a good grade, but and I don't like. Yeah, my daughter
what
can
about
do like
Noah?
algebra.
Is he also
yes
like that?
He didn't test into the program, but he is also smart like that. Yes, he is.
He is the sweetest baby angel.
Both my kids can do math, and I don't know where they get that. Not from me.
My husband is,
and my daughter's a really good. She's a really good artist, also.
So are you.
He's like Rain Man.
Yeah, my husband is like
Rain Man. Oh, how funny. That's a good movie. I love that.
He's all, fart.
Yeah, I am like Rain Man. You're right. That's funny.
Did
so go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, Jara, did they take you to the legislature there in Phoenix?
They did. I did that in 8th grade because I won the history or geography B. So they took me and I got to meet the governor and who was Fife Symington at the time, and yeah. So I did that, but it wasn't with the gifted program. It was because maybe they went with us though, because it wasn't just me on the trip, and I was the winner of the thing. But there was other kids with us, so maybe the other kids were in the gifted program. But they did that. You guys got to come down here?
Oh yeah, we went and we sat in on the house.
Oh wow!
Was it the house or something? One of them, and got to meet all of those important peeps and made a day of it and stuff out there. So that was
like,
fun.
You guys don't know this, but this is a job interview.
But at the time where I was in grade school, my teacher, who was Mrs. Cummings, her son was my violin teacher. So
we had her.
She just toted on me, she loved me because she knew that, well, actually there was like 3 of us that were all in orchestra as well as the gifted program.
But that's not the only reason she toted on you. The other reason she toted on you is because she was also Dad's teacher.
Yes.
And she was probably your dad's teacher at some point too. You should ask him about Mrs. Cummings.
Oh, probably. What was she? So her son was the guy with the beard, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because we had 2 violin teachers. We had the guy and then we had the lady.
And also we had
Mr. Cook.
Mr. Cook also. Yeah.
Yeah. How come like all music teachers have a bad temper?
I know.
Because were you in orchestra too, Susie, and junior?
Yeah, I think it could have been because of me. Though. Maybe I was pissing them off because.
No, it wasn't you, dude. They were like just. I remember the choir teacher or chorus teacher. He like hit the piano once, and it was all like.
That was Mr. Cook, dude. He had a bad temper.
Yeah.
I think he needed a girlfriend or something.
Yeah, he did.
He was like so pissy all the time, or a boyfriend, whatever. He just needed to get laid really bad. He was really grumpy.
But there was like 45 of us in the class, and we were all kind of always
being punks.
Yeah. Do you remember this song? Hey ho, nobody's home. We used to walk. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We walked through the halls and like we're carolers or whatever. Yeah. I remember when we used to get to do the Halloween costume parades at school. That was like my favorite. I loved that. Yeah, they don't do that anymore because they're not allowed to do Halloween or whatever. So
there's all kinds of bad shit at school now. They can't do nothing.
I know. You know what's sad about school too is they teach kids like not to. My daughter told me that it's almost like they teach them not to ask for help. So like if a kid asks a question, they get, like, were you not paying attention or blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that's teaching them to like be afraid to ask for help or they're going to get shamed in front of everybody, Yeah.
That's because the quality of teacher has gone down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big time. They don't even teach.
Being a teacher isn't. That's not a job for somebody who wants to be rich, or make a lot of money. That's somebody who wants to dedicate their life who loves kids and wants to help them learn a little bit to get along the way. Because we do such a big disservice to our kids, these days.
Yes,
I mean, we don't teach them the proper things, especially in high school. I mean, the last thing we need is higher math skills when they should be teaching a finance class or daily living skills. Kids in the 12th grade need to know about paying rent and taxes and how to, figure that stuff out. And we're not teaching them that. They don't know what those things are when they graduate from high school.
They're doing that on purpose, though. That's why,
that's...
unfortunately, that's another secret. They're just trying, they're dumbing kids down on purpose, and that's unfortunate, because that's the only thing that would make sense, because it's only common sense that they should have stuff like that rather than algebra. Like algebra is good if you're going to be like going to physics or something when you're an adult, but like, yeah, taxes and I guess they don't have to balance the checkbook anymore, but I'm lucky that my mom and my grandpa taught me that when I was,
I know. They didn't. My daughter found a registry in the in a box that we were clearing out, and she's like, "What is this?" And I go, "That was my checkbook registry and your checkbook. What? I'm like, checks. We used to have to write checks to pay for stuff. You didn't have a little card. You paid with everything, or no, you had to pay with something."
They don't even teach them cursive anymore. It's like, what's going to happen? Like,
they can't. You have to sign your name for documents, for legal documents, and they don't know how to do it.
That's so
ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
I asked my kids if they knew what a dial tone was, and my daughter was like, no, because they just were born into cell phones. They don't. She knows what it is, but she didn't know that's what it was called.
Like, if you ask a kid to make a signal for a phone, they won't go like this like we do. They'll go like this.
Oh, really? I never thought about that. I'm gonna
ask your kids. Yeah, because like, you know how we're like, call me.
Right?
Yeah. They're like.
Or rolling down the window. They don't understand. What do you mean rolling down the window?
Isn't that weird?
What do you mean?
Because they only push a button.
Oh, yeah.
We used to have to use the crank.
I still say roll down too. I do. Yeah. I don't ever say push the button to. Yeah, I can't even
put the window down. You don't. They say put the window down. We say roll the window down.
Oh,
that's a trip.
They're like trying to like roll it like this. But it's hard, Mom.
There was that TikTok going around of a kid trying to use a phone that
the rotary phone?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's pushing it and like touching it, and she doesn't know how to do it.
I know. That's so funny. Yeah, I told my kids, I'm like, we had to, look up the card catalog, and we didn't have Google. And then like there was that transition from where they did start asking kids to get stuff off the internet, but it had to be off of like Wiki or whatever.
Wikipedia.
Right. And then so now it's like when my kids were starting to have to like write papers and stuff, I was like, I don't think you can use Google as a source. And they were like, yeah, we can. And I was like, really? I was like, do you guys have books or like, and
everything.
And then, so like and I took my kids out of the I had them in a charter school, and I took them out because my son came home and he said that, well, first of all, they weren't allowed to bring their notebooks home, right? They were forbidden to do that. They had to leave them in the classroom. And my son was telling me that the teacher was telling everybody to like copy the sentences that he was writing on the board. And he was like telling them, copy it. Like, I want you guys to copy it verbatim, like how I have it on the board. And Noah was like, but Mom, but he's misspelling the words. And I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah. And I said, well, I want to see what he's writing. So I said, I want you to bring me your notebook. And he's like, oh, I can't do that. And I was like, the hell you can't, because as a parent, like there is a law that says that all of your schoolwork is my legal property. So and not only that, but I bought the school supplies. So I'm like, so you bring it home. And he brought it home, and the sentences that were in this, he was in 10th grade. And the sentences that were in there were like, I brought the donut to school. It was like really like simple. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was so pissed. I was in the and so there was like in there was like a a list of 69 things, and I was like, what's this? And it said stuff like a school bus, like itinerary, a bank account statement. And I was like, what is this supposed to be? And it was supposed to be a list of things that you could use as sources. And I was like, okay, this is, yeah, it was crazy. And they were having kids teach the class, like kids that were like seniors were like acting as teachers, because it was a K through 12 school. And I was like, okay. So I tried to get a meeting with the principals, and they kept blowing me off. So finally I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. I'm going to pull my kids out. And they were like, well, we can't give you his grades until you have to take him out first. You have to withdraw them first. So I did. And then I went to get his grades so I could get him back into another high school, because they needed his transcripts, so they knew where to place him. And they were like, "Oh, well, we're not going to give you his grades." And I was like, "Why wouldn't you give me his grades?" "Well, you already pulled him out of school." And I was like, "You guys told me to pull him out of school." So it took me 3 weeks, dude. 3 weeks. And Noah's birthday came, it was Noah's birthday, and he was like, "Mom, do you think that if I call up there and I ask if I can have my grades for my birthday, they'll give them to me?" And I was like, I know. So I went up there, and they called me, and they were like, "Okay, we have his grades. You can come pick them up." And I was like, okay. So I went up there, and I was like, I'd also like all of his notebooks that he did, like all his schoolwork, because the high school told me I could give them that and they could place him off of that. Right. And they're like, "Oh, well, we threw all of that away." And I said, you did what? And they were like, "We threw it all away." I was like, "Okay, so you're telling me that you destroyed my property without my permission?" And they were like, "Well, here." And then she handed me a $16 check. And I said, "What's this?" And she goes, "Oh, that's for the paper, the cost of the paper from all the stuff." And I was like, and she had already handed me like his grades in an envelope, and then she handed me the check, and I was like, "I don't want your freaking money." And I went to hand it to her, and she snatched his grades out of my hand, and she said, "Well, then you're not getting these." And I was like, okay. I said, "Well, then," I said, "I'm going to call the police, and I'm going to let them know that you have my property." And Kiki's like, poor, all embarrassed. She's like, Mommy, just sign the paper. Just sign the paper." I was like, because they wanted me to sign saying I agree that I got everything. Yeah. And the $16 bribe. And then poor kid, he tried to go to the winter festival to see his friends perform, and they kicked him off the campus. Assholes. Teachers were hiding him like in the classroom.
Aww.
I know.
Dude, I know. And I was looking right here in the chat. It says I never learned much in school. But you know what? That's where we learn how to be social, and that's how we learn what kind of like friends that's
back in the day,
a lot of things.
Not now, unfortunately, they don't.
Yeah, so now it's like not worth the shit.
Not even socially. They don't let kids talk. They yell at them all the time, and it's like 8th graders. They're not teaching them how to be 8th graders. So when they go into high school, they're going to be trying to line up in a line, and all the other kids are going to look at them like, "What are you doing?"
It sucks that when you're a kid, you have to figure shit out, and that makes it a lot harder when they do that kind of stuff.
Right. Our dictator just passed a law on what we are allowed to see on websites and on YouTube. Wait, what? No way.
Where does she live?
That Canadian dude. What's his name? Justin Trudeau or whatever. Justin.
Is that where you live, Miss Still? I didn't know you lived in. Where is it in Canada?
So on what you're allowed to see on websites and on YouTube. That's crazy.
That is crazy, but I mean, it might help because people that look at all that shit on are the ones that turn out kind of crazy, But I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to be told what to watch.
People have to, right? Because it when you lump it in like that, there's a bunch of people that are going to be misconstrued, not be able to see things because of,
Right.
And who are they to determine what people should see? Like, what if, if he thinks that like hypnosis is bad, then people wouldn't be looking
So like
at the
that's
show.
a bad look.
Right.
I can't believe we've come to this point. It's so.
I know. Teachers used to smoke in class and throw the board. That's funny.
Right before we started school, they used to give out spanks. Remember?
Oh yeah.
But
I've
they
never been
outlawed it.
spanked.
Like
I've never been spanked.
Right before like we started school, they were still doing the whoopings with the paddle.
Mm-hmm.
But not anymore, thank God. I would have kicked someone's ass if they tried to whoop my son with a paddle, but my son would never do anything to get whooped with a paddle anyways.
I know my kids. I've never had to spank my kids. I tried to spank my daughter once, and she laughed at me.
You know what?
Michelle used to do that to Kathy. I did. I got one whooping. Well, she started to whoop me, and then I manipulated her, which I still apologize for. When it was Chrissy's party.
Oh shit, that was a bad one.
And
I was lucky my sister caught me instead of my parents.
Oh, I know. And my parents didn't tell your parents.
I think they did. They did. I still got in trouble for that, but my sister saved my ass. But I still ended up getting in trouble for it. So, Trouble was my middle name.
Right. Oh, I'm feeling nauseous all of a sudden.
Because we started talking about. Well, wait, we weren't talking about drinking.
What are you thinking about?
Never mind.
Susan?
Well, funny. It is about that time. So I guess we should wrap it up. But I'd like to thank you, sister, for popping on.
Yes, I hope your knee feels better.
I do. It will. She's going to get stronger. She's going to get stronger every day.
That's pain to have pain. Yeah, I know that. Pain is
knee. Have you ever hurt your knee, Jara? It freaking sucks.
I have actually. I had Osgood slaughter in both of my knees when I was a gymnast. And they told that's why I had to quit because they said I'd have to have surgery if I didn't quit. So. Oh shoot. And that's where your thigh muscles get so strong it starts to pull up on your kneecap.
Oh.
So. Yeah. So like I was a really powerful tumbler, right? And my nickname that my coach gave me. And I didn't realize until now, like I was older, that he was basically calling me a piece of shit. But the nickname that he gave me was the Brown Bomber. And I was like, I know. And I was like an adult for a long time before I realized that. And I told somebody and they were like, wait a minute. So he named you after what people call it when you take a dump? I was like, oh, hey. Wait. He was.
Oh no, dude! You're gonna wish you never told me that. I'm just kidding.
I know, here's the Brown Bomber. Well, thank you, everybody.
Mm-hmm. And we will be back. Wait, next Thursday I'm camping, but we're gonna try and do it, or we're not gonna try and do it.
I thought maybe we were gonna try to do a different day or something.
Okay, yeah, that's right. We're gonna do it on Wednesday.
Yeah. So.
So we'll let you guys know.
Yeah,
we're gonna be getting better at our little advertisements or commercials. We're both super busy, but we're trying to squeeze one in. We'll do better about that.
I also am like Susie has to teach me about how to do stuff like that because I'm not good at that part of things. But I'm trying to get better. So
she's good. She's amazing at everything.
Thank you for being. Oh, I am.
I think my sister isn't there. Are you there, sis?
Yeah, I just got back.
Oh, see, I knew it.
Well, no, Elena just came home, and I have to debrief when she gets home from work.
Oh, that's good. Right. You guys are tight over there. You got a good thing going, a good ship going over there.
Yeah, if I can get them up in the morning.
Oh, thank you, Miss Dill, for telling everybody to put a thumbs up. Please like, subscribe, and put your thumbs up for us, and keep joining us for the conversation.
Yes, you guys, if you are part of a group, please share this with people you think are like-minded or would be interested in this topics that the gals are doing. They're just getting started, so they need a kickstart anywhere they can get it.
Please and
Right?
thank you.
And
I
I'm
just
gonna
love you
learn
guys.
some card tricks for some time.
I know a few card tricks. Maybe we'll do we'll pull cards one day on the show, or we can do stuff like that. And we want to try and do like a little spontaneous shows too, like Sister does, because those always turn out to be so fun.
Yes, those would be fun for sure.
But yeah, well, thank you everybody, and thanks, Jara. Please stay on the line. We got some business to take care of. And my sister, I hope you feel better, and I will call you and check on you tomorrow for sure. Okay.
Okay. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Love you
Good night.
Have a good night. Good night.
And Jara, stay on. I love you, dude, and I'll see you in a minute. And bye, everybody.
Wait. Do I stay? Oh.
Yes,
Are you talking to me?
Okay. Oh, I forgot to put music on that. Okay.